Is your handwriting quick and energetic or slow and deliberate? The speed at which you write isn't just a habit, it's a window into your personality, decision-making style, and how you navigate the world. In today's video, we'll break down the psychology behind handwriting speed and reveal what being a fast or slow writer says about you. Let's dive in. The speed with which a document is written reflects the pace of the coachee's or writer's thinking, their actions, and how they react to external stimuli. Understanding how the writer thinks requires a higher level of knowledge of the characteristics associated with handwriting speed. For example, it can tell whether the coachee or writer thinks rapidly or slowly, and whether they respond conscientiously or impulsively. In body language analysis, how a person stands, talks, and moves reveals much about their personality. Similarly, the speed with which handwriting is written conveys a great deal about the writer that I will discuss in more detail in the following section. A coachee or writer who writes fast is more spontaneous than one who executes their writing at a slower pace. Slow writing suggests a self-controlled and possibly unwavering writer who attempts not to make mistakes. Instead, they constrain their dialogue with one another so as to avoid undesirable outcomes for themselves. A slow and deliberate writing style is often associated with an individual that is not forthcoming and is reticent to share information, keeping all their cards close to the chest. However, before a grapho coach or an analyst can make this deduction, other handwriting traits must be equally considered. When analyzing the speed of writing on a page, there are two predominant classifications that I will discuss in more detail in the following section, namely speedy and slow writing. Let us explore speedy writing. As we venture into the depths of the following section, we will explore the workings of the complex web of factors that can aid in identifying handwriting written at a speedy pace. Garland or thread connections. Connective forms between letters are garland or thread-like in appearance. A garland stroke is the lower arch of a circle. It is concave in shape, like a cup or an open hand. The endings of words or connections between letters take on thread-like formations, in that the completion of the letters or connections appear to be formless and flattened out at the end. I dots and T-bar crossings are omitted or placed to the right of the stem. The meaning of the formation and placement of the small letter I dot is very similar to that of the variations of the T-bar. The directional trend will be rightward, with the I dots streak-like and placed to the right of the stem, or linked to the preceding letter, and the T-bars extended, only placed to the right of the stem. We often find I dots and T-bar crossings wandering forward, or turning into hasty dashes instead. Originality. Speed writing gives impetus to the individualization of letter forms, as the writer unconsciously creates his own smooth shortcuts. As a result, such forms can be highly original. Spontaneity. Speedy writing will have an unadorned, spontaneous, and less manicured look. Simplification. The natural open writer will inscribe with a time-saving simplicity and grace. Naturally, speedy writing looks smooth, flowing, and simplified. However, it needs more detail. A quick, legible hand is partly a matter of experience and manual dexterity, but it always shows a mature and intelligent simplification of these written letter forms. Wide script. If the coachee makes a broad letter form, he can be expected to be broad-minded and generously give himself room to grow and be authentic. Connective forms. With increased speed, even very disconnected writing or printing contains more connecting strokes than usual. The trend to connectedness increases with speed and decreases when the forms are slowly and carefully traced. Ascending lines. Ascending lines suggest mental get up and go, ambition, devotion to a purpose, and being prone to excitement. The predominance of right-moving slants, or tendencies. The strokes reach out and forward. A rightward handwriting slant or such tendency elicits energy, enthusiasm, and the intent to make an impression on life. Large text. The letters are streamlined and medium-sized. Of course, the faster the writing, the larger the size tends to be. However, no matter how fast one writes, the script should not lose its legibility or its primary purpose, which is to communicate effectively. Even pressure. The pressure that alternates naturally is more quickly and smoothly performed than extremely light, or conversely, heavy or pressed-in lines. Slow writing explored. In the following section, we shall briefly list and examine a few key identifiers that may be useful to determine the pace of slow handwriting. Completion of terminal letters of words. The endings of words and letters appear to be short, abrupt, and sudden. Angular or arcade connections. The connective forms are more often arcades and sharpened angles. I dots and T-bar crossings placed above or to the left. Dotting the letter I is also an interruption of the forward movement of the writing, and only a slow, careful hand makes it round and places it exactly over the letter I. Lack of originality. Slower writing generally appears either conventional in its style or over-elaborate. Narrow or compressed letters. When a person writes a single letter, they represent themselves. Therefore, if they make a narrow letter form, you can expect them to be restrictive in their view of themselves. Judgmental, uptight, or self-conscious. Artificiality. The writing may contain many unnecessary details and embellishments. Poor distribution of space. Be on the watch for a change of writing pace amongst individual words where the writer instinctively shows hesitation, ornamentation, elaboration, or flamboyance. Disconnectedness. The constant interruption of the writing movement stops and starts between letters, which wastes time and energy consistently. Narrow script. The letters are contracting and are indicative of precise and controlled movements. Letters are very small or large, their shapes narrow or sprawled out. Descending lines. Descending baselines also reveal a coachee who is having trouble sustaining their energy. The predominance of left-tending movements or left slant. Leftward or reclined script always denotes caution. The connective forms are often arcades and angles, and the slant is upright to leftward. The slow writing speed allows time for touching up, coiling, tangling, breaks, reversed pressure, and extraneous leftward motions. Small text. The letters are unusually small in size. Uneven pressure. The pressure is either barely sufficient to read the text or excessive with deeply indented lines. Now that we've decoded handwriting speed, are you a fast-paced writer or someone who takes their time? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you discovered about yourself. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more graphology tips, and ring the bell for updates. Remember, your handwriting isn't just about words. It's a reflection of your mind in motion. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep writing at your own pace.